Hi folks, welcome back. Great to see you again. So this time around, I decided to explore Nova eMarkets a little differently. Instead of focusing on the obvious trading tools and execution features, I spent more time paying attention to the smaller details, the stuff you only really notice after you've been inside a platform for a while. And honestly, that ended up being way more interesting than I expected. One thing I kept coming back to was how the platform handles real-time data. Usually, trading platforms just throw a chart on the screen and call it a day. But here, the information flow feels much more interconnected. Whether I was moving between asset dashboards, checking updates, or reviewing positions, the market data stayed consistent across the ecosystem. NovaEMarkets talks a lot about fast pricing and low delay execution. While I'm not sitting there measuring milliseconds, the interface genuinely feels responsive. Switching between markets felt smooth, and I never got that disconnected feeling where the platform struggles to keep up with volatility. Another thing I paid attention to was transparency. A lot of platforms love using the word transparent, right up until you actually start looking for feeds. What I appreciated here is that NovaEMarkets tends to surface important information pretty early. Instead of burying pricing structures and account details deep inside endless menus, the platform makes key details relatively easy to find. And honestly, that reduces a lot of friction when you're trying to understand how the system actually works. I also spent time exploring the support structure. Most platforms basically give you one little chat icon and hope for the best. NovaEMarkets approaches support more like a guided system. There are different pathways depending on what type of issue you're dealing with, whether it's technical, account-related, or strategy-focused. That organization made the platform feel more mature. It feels designed for ongoing usage instead of quick transactions. Another area that stood out was the way they deliver market insights and strategic updates. There's a steady stream of commentary, updates, and platform guidance integrated directly into the ecosystem. You can tell they're trying to create a more informed user environment rather than leaving people completely on their own. Personally, I found that useful. At the same time, I could also see how some users might feel overwhelmed by the constant flow of information. There's a lot happening. If you prefer a super minimalist experience, the amount of ongoing updates may occasionally feel a little dense. The scale of the platform also becomes more noticeable the longer you use it. They talk about global reach, high trading activity, and large transaction volume. Whether you take those numbers literally or just as general indicators, the infrastructure definitely feels designed for heavy usage. Everything about the system feels built to manage constant movement, real-time activity, and a large flow of users. It doesn't feel like a lightweight casual trading app. It feels much more like a structured financial environment operating at scale. If I had to summarize my experience focusing on these less obvious details, I'd say NovaEMarkets feels less centered around flashy trading features and more centered around information flow, structure, and operational consistency. It's not confusing, but it is definitely dense in the way it communicates information. That's probably the platform's most defining characteristic. If you found this breakdown useful, feel free to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future platform reviews. Talk soon.